your film is just released. So how is the experience? How has been the response so far?
Experience is like overwhelming. We are just like, I mean, we knew this will happen. We knew that people will come and talk about the performance in the film. But on this large scale, we did not knew that it will be like this. So we have watched the film three times, I guess, and like we are just exploring every time when we see this story and this film. So yeah, we are still experiencing it, according to me. And
Yeah.
like I don't know about what they have got to say, but I'm sure you're on the same note.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhat. I mean, for me, the victory was the fact that I worked in the film. I gave my all. I worked with the best team, the production and everyone who was involved in the creative process. The whole experience is something that I will remember for the rest of my life. And to be part of this film is also victorious enough for me. And everything that's coming on now, it's the cherry on top. It's like additional things that are coming off, because my happiness doesn't rely on other people. My happiness relies on my performance, my people, my friends, all of them. So I mean, it's good that people are appreciating it, but if even if people don't appreciate it, I don't care. Like, it's just about that. So everything is just addition, and a lot of people are reviewing. I was really looking forward to Sucharita Tyagi's response, and I saw her, and she really, I think she gave a very nice review, and a lot of people more are reviewing the film. It's nice. It's getting the hot topic, becoming the hot topic.
What about you, Paritosh?
I actually do not know because uh, the experience and the whole thing has not sunk in yet, per se, because there's so much happening with us every day of our lives
Hmm.
since the film has started. We're giving interviews and all, which we are so new to. We're so new to this concept of interviews and everything. So I think after a week, everything will sink in. Yeah.
Especially for you, it is a bit different because you are not playing a regular character. People will not recognize you in the first uh, glimpse of. So, as in first time when they will see you, they will not recognize you. So, how is there any reaction which you have received, which is like blown you away?
Actually, no, yeah. I mean, the best part is, I mean, the best compliment is people are not recognizing me, but that's also so weird because people, at the premieres also was just roaming around and people are like, "Hi, hi, what are you playing in the film?" I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
Noor.
the worst part.
So it's a very different experience because I'm just among them, and they're still not able to recognize me. So yeah, it's good in a way for me. Like I think I've done a decent job portraying Noor, but yeah, it's weird and good.
Going back, I want to know about bit of casting process.
Yeah.
How did it go, and how were you guys got on board?
Yes.
Yeah, for me, casting, I think I was the person who got logged in the end because they were exploring a lot of actors for this particular role. So yeah, I mean, a friend of mine suggested to the casting guy that there's this guy who might work and stuff like that. Then audition, dete gaye, dete gaye. And initially, when I gave the audition, I thought कि ये कोई secondary character के लिए है
Yeah,
because
same.
I wasn't aware कि ये लीड कैरेक्टर है या सिग्निफिकेंट पार्ट है इसका मुझे क्योंकि आप जब ऑडिशन देते हो तो क्या होता है एक टाइम के बाद आप भूल जाते हो ना क्योंकि आपके पास लीड कैरेक्टर्स तो आए ही नहीं इतने सालों से तो मुझे लगा था हाँ वन ऑफ द कंटेस्टेंट्स होगा होगी नूर एंड आई वाज लाइक ठीक है तो मैंने दे दिया ऑडिशन एंड देन बाद में पता चला कि ओ ये तो कुछ और है बट या दैट वाज आल्सो अ वेरी फनी थिंग व्हिच हैड हैपेंड टू मी
Hmm.
What about both of you, Bonita and Abhinav?
For me, the casting process, I mean, honestly, like मैंने जब पहली बार स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ा था, like मेरे लाइफस्टाइल से बहुत अलग तरीके की कहानी है, so काफी हद तक इमोशनली मैं रिलेट कर पाती थी, पर लाइफस्टाइल वाइज, लैंग्वेज वाइज, जो भी चीजें थी वो मेरे को बहुत ग्रो करनी थी इवेंचुअली, एंड ऑनेस्टली I was also not fully prepared also. And if it was not for the longer conversation that I had with the production team, I would not be here, because I really felt like I don't think I could channel it very well. But they believed in me, and I had to believe in myself eventually. And the process, and as Pari said, like I also thought it's just like a secondary character or something. I didn't know like it's a big deal or something. I thought कि like ठीक है, हो रहा है, एक character है उसका, अभी आप जा रहे हो, script पढ़ रहे हो, पूरा इतना सारा story है, and then they're telling you all of this, then it start to like get real कि like oh my god, मतलब फिर भी you're like you still like इतना बड़ा फिल्म है और इतना छोटा सा स्टोरी है। जब धीरे धीरे और पता चलने लगता है कि इट्स गेटिंग बिग, इतने लंबा वर्कशॉप चल रहा है, देन यू स्टार्ट टू फील कि लाइक इतना क्या, ऐसा क्या है इस कैरेक्टर में कि आपके ऊपर 2 महीने तक काम हो रहा है ना? तो दैट वाज द प्रोसेस व्हिच काइंड ऑफ प्रिपेयर्ड अस मेंटली एंड इन एवरी वे कि वी वर एबल टू परफॉर्म वेरी वेल ऑन द स्क्रीन, एटलीस्ट to my capabilities. I was very, although as an actor I feel like everybody feels ki you always can do better, but I feel like it's just that's the whole process of casting. And I met, even jab bhi main milti hu, like even when I meet a lot of people from the queer community or trans girls, like all of them are like, oh, I've tested for Kullu, and they already know about the character, like it's already there out there, and all of my friends are also like there. So it's been out there. And there were two more trans women in the workshop with me, so I learned a lot from them. And it's just the whole collective information and work in a way of the casting.
What about you, Abhinav?
So I was like auditioning for another part for in other project, and luckily I got to audition for this too. And then when I auditioned, I was being told that I have been shortlisted with amongst one more contender who is going to be with me till the things are finalized and who becomes game puppy in the end. So I was asked to reduce weight during the workshops. Like Bonita said, yes, we always had to, like 40-45 days of workshop in which we had to lose weight. I had to lose weight because I was like a bit, buffed up at that time, and also get into the character, like kind of mindset and the physicality, mentality, everything of the character. So that was the challenge during the workshop until I was not finalized. After I got finalized, I think so. I like took a leap of faith. That's what I say, and arrested myself. That's what I did.
uh, you guys did quite amount of workshops, and I'm sure you did a lot of preparations also for the role once you got to know that this is the character which you are playing. Was there any time on the sets when you felt this part is quite challenging and I have to be like on my toes?
Which ones do we not mention is what I'm going to say, because all of our stories, like especially after watching the film, also I realized like, all of our stories had like really crazier part. When I'm watching Noor ka part also, I'm like, how did you do that? How would you be able to do that? When I'm watching Abhinav's story, I was just awestruck throughout. I'm like, how did that all happen? What? That's just so crazy. You can't really say which one was the hardest, because in each scene you have to have very subtleness, nuances. It's the approach to acting was also very much realistic to a great extent, which is what I'm also proud of. It was not made in a way as much you would see in a lot of Bollywood films. The acting approach was very much based on, like, as our Ritesh sir used to say, बातचीत की भाषा में बात करो, बातचीत की भाषा में बात करो, and like it became a kind of meme for us. So that's what, like, stayed with us kind of.
uh, Abhinav, you any challenging part where you felt
The most challenging part was to like bring down the weight for me, and had to maintain it for like 3 months and from July till September, and then it went on for longer after that too. But that was the most challenging part, I must say. But I think I think the rest of the film, like every scene was challenging for me because the
what about
character is
you,
really
Paritosh?
contrasting.
I mean, for
I
me,
know your entire role was challenging.
Exactly,
yeah.
for sure.
I mean, हाँ मतलब when they gave this to me, the first thing was एक तो जो transitioning journey था, that was of course a challenge. But for me, the most interesting part was the reality show, you know, because मैं hardly reality shows देखा हूँ. पहले देखता था, उसके बाद छोड़ दिया, फिर बीच में देखा नहीं. And then you had to, you know, जो नूर की कहानी में कैसे जैसे कैमरा ऑन होता है एक दूसरी रियलिटी शुरू हो जाती है, वो दिखाना मेरे लिए काफी चैलेंजिंग था बिकॉज you know it's a game within a game which they are trying to you know pull. So for me that was very interesting, and of course the transitioning, learning and unlearning of whatever we did and we did not. So हाँ मतलब बहुत कुछ था. I just can't explain it right now, but yeah.
Mm.
Uh, I also want to know a bit about this is an adult film. It has a certificate, and like Dibakar said, that we have certain scenes which shows frontal nudity or maybe some intimate scenes. So I want to know what kind of precautions were taken on the set, because nowadays there are some guidelines which every filmmaker and production house has to follow. So I want to know what kind of precautions were taken and how did you approach it?
Who wanna
I
go
mean,
first?
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
go.
for me, it was pretty simple. There was this scene where Noor and Prakash are kissing, and that was the only thing which was a different thing out there, and it was pretty simple because I was like, मैं इस बारे में सोचूंगा ही नहीं, because I just wanted to just go and just execute it then and there once the take starts, because सोचने का कोई फायदा नहीं था. I just went in it. So for me, that was the thing. Bonita, you can continue.
Well, for me, like precautions, तो क्या ही बोलूं मैं, वो like the scene we had was very small, as you said, Paritosh, ki like it was just a kiss, but then it really turned into something else while shooting. Like it, I think it was the longest I can remember was the uh, shoot for me personally throughout in the whole segment of me, because in that we did not had a lot of clarity and preparation and rehearsals, and on set only we had to discuss this, talk about it, find different ways to approach intimacy, in a authentic way. So it was very taxing for sure. It was one of the most taxing and one of the most longest shoot I've had with that, but I'm glad it worked out. Like it was not like I was feeling like punished or something. It was every time I feel something challenging, it only feels like it's good to challenge yourself, and it's good to practice that also. So yeah, I mean, during while shooting only, we did rehearsals, we talked about things, and we found different ways to make out and stuff.
Abhinav?
Thank you so much. So the most challenging part was like, yeah, there is an intimate scene like in terms of like I had to run naked. Yes. So in that, the crew was really concrete about it. They knew they had a complete set of plan. They had planned each and every move, like what is going to happen in the entire shop. So I guess that made me a bit comfortable over there, and it was all just like because of the crew. I had to just perform it over there, right? So yeah, that
Mm.
was like not the most challenging part, but yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
Uh, the movie talks about social media, its use, its misuse, advantages, disadvantages. Have you ever heard any kind of story, or has any one of you, your friend or relative, faced any kind of incident which you remember while doing the film?
While doing the film,
Yeah. Have you ever heard any kind of shocking or weird incident which related to social media?
Let
while
me go
like
first
yeah,
on
yeah,
this
go go
one.
go go, yeah, please.
Like the AI is everywhere, and it is actually watching you. It is actually watching each and every move of yours. Like, well, suppose this is like very weird thing that whenever I talk about gulab jamun, Zomato always sends me these advertisements that You want some gulab jamuns? You want some gulab jamuns? Or
Yeah.
gulab jamuns waiting for you? Uh, our cutie pie wants gulab jamun. That's what it says. Like it is trying to intimidate us. And AI, that's what my film says. That AI is intimidating us to become more and more dependent on it. Right? AI tells you what to do. Like if you're having a bad day, it will suggest you some dosa or maybe some good Chinese food. I'm not only just talking about the food industry, it's about everything. Everything. It depends upon the mood. You go on YouTube if you really have like fucked up mindset and you just scroll around it. You will find something spiritual. You will find something motivating or some kind of that thing. So we all are facing that right now. That's
Yeah.
what I would say. Whoever uses
Al-
smartphones.
Also, like internet is also very like it's so easy for you to start getting backlash and you don't know for what you might get backlash. Like you have to be so politically correct and like woke all the time because you would not know कि आपने क्या ऐसी बात बोल दी कि उस बात को लेके वो लोग इतना बड़ा हंगामा कर सकते हैं. Like कई बार होता है मेरे friends, like you, I just don't like this fact that I know so many influencer friends or whatever, and whenever they're also human, and what's wrong with people is that if anybody is influencer or someone who's a great person who's done a great job in their own field of work, they feel like that person is a god, but that person is not god. That person is also a human, and that person can also make mistakes. And but if that person makes mistake on the internet in the current times, like everybody will start calling them out and start writing this huge articles without having a lot of context of where that next person is coming from. It's so stupid. It's become so stupid, and I feel like as a society we're also becoming more and more fragile and, like, I don't know, weak. We're not toughening up, we're not becoming stronger. Why are we, like, kind of trying to live in a utopia where everything is safe, or, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, the whole thing with trigger warning also, like, the world doesn't work like that. The reality doesn't work like that. You're softening of the newer generation, you're softening the men of a new generation. So how does that work? And yeah, so that is one thing. And another thing about crazy incident, my account was hacked. That's one another thing. My account was hacked, and they were putting some betting ka or something ki money ka kuch, and like people started to believe that then I am doing it Bitcoin ka something, and then one of my two friends invested like 20,000
Oh
rupees
my God.
in that, so they lost their money.
Oh.
And fortunately I was on it. I'm like, I will have to get my account back. I no way I can, like, live without it. I was crying for straight 3 days, but then I eventually got my account back. But then the loss was there. People don't know what's real, what's not real. People think that it was me who was actually putting up storing and encouraging them कि तुम लोग को invest करना है तो करो. So these things can happen. You have to be very, very aware. AI is already detectable. You can still understand कि क्या fake है क्या real है, but you have to be updated with the whole new things that's happening in the technology also.
And actually, no, because honestly speaking, I'm only on Instagram right now, and usme bhi I hardly have any followers. So I am hardly there on social media. So I haven't had these encounters per se. And but if I keep hearing, in the news, of course, ki what is happening, what, how the internet is changing, and all of that. So yeah, that's constantly there. And for me personally, I think we'll all have to somewhere understand social media and then use it accordingly in the near future. you know so yeah.
I also want to know, uh, we were talking about social media. For a lot of people, it matters to have lot of clicks and reaction from the
Hmm.
audience. So, do you think that it should have a stop? People should not bother about likes and dislikes and their comments and trolling, because in a way it affects a person at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think in the near future, I can completely see that there will be, some restrictions of some kind, and it has to be for me at least, because if the thing is unlimited, it is bound to go in a
What is Samir?
bad fashion. So, Definitely, I think there should be some laws, and it has to work
Laws.
out that way for me at least. Yes.
I mean that is going to be the next new way of praising and criticizing the work. Eventually,
Yeah.
people are only rating things on internet. There is no feedback forms you can see anywhere in the restaurants.
Yeah.
Wherever I see, I just go and promote LSG too. But there are no more feedback forms I get.
Interview.
You see,
Yeah.
it's
True. True.
always on the internet, and internet is more of aware of our lives more than ourselves.
Yeah. I feel like we all have been evolving with time, and we have to accept the fact that technology and AI is going to be the big thing, next thing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the bad thing. Like you have to use it wisely and you have to evolve. As a human being, I feel like putting, I don't know, like stopping it from coming is not going to work because as a human being, we have to evolve. We cannot stick to the way we
We,
are.
we can
We
definitely
have
not
to,
stop it. We can
yeah,
only just
find
restrict it
ways
in
to
certain
stop it in
manners.
a
Yeah,
way,
for sure.
find ways to be safer. Exactly. So for you, you can have to find a ways to like basically not be harmed by any of that.
I
And
think especially when kids nowadays who are not adult, they have easy access of internet and they
yeah,
happen to see stuff which is not ideal for them to see.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
And they're
same.
learning from internet also. And they think that everything you see on the internet is the epitome of truth. And they
I
Correct.
become
mean,
woke or whatever.
yeah, and whatever you just said, Sonali, is actually happening in Game Papi's story. It's quite relatable. Abhinav.
Right. I mean, there's certain time that when you have to speak certain things, like there's certain age. Like we are still not allowed to use the slang words at home. But when a person is on internet, when the person is making content, like in some way we are corrupt about it. Our family allow us to get corrupt just for being famous, just for being different in the market. Our families are allowing us, right? That's what I really think of the question which you asked, that kids these days.
Yes.
Eventually, I am one of the kids from these days, but
Yeah, it's like kids these days.
Um, one last question I want to ask three of you is that what is next as you are expecting from the industry?
now
Well,
work ka to pata nahi, but
go
we
go
have
ahead.
been receiving a lot of DMs.
Yeah, a lot of DMs. And yeah, I mean, I personally feel like I don't really, as I said, like I don't like to expect to anything from anything. I don't expect for people to give me work. Like if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come. I'm gonna keep up my grind. I'm gonna keep up the thing that I'm doing. If people don't give me work, I'll make my own films and make it, and people can watch it if they want. If they don't want to watch it, they don't have to watch it. So we're gonna keep working, and yeah, I mean, we can't even share if we are in conversation with some projects because it's more of a confidential thing. So, but
Correct.
you'll see. Don't worry, you'll see more of us.
Yes,
I,
Paritosh.
I mean, what Bonita said, I really hope that you really see more of us. And I'm
You have to
honestly,
manifest, Paritosh.
yeah,
Manifestation.
and
Fingers
honestly,
crossed, manifest. This is
Apparently,
a good omen.
yeah, and and honestly speaking, the thing is, I am really waiting कि भाई लोग ले हमें और फिल्मों में. This is my honest thing that I'm just dying to work, and I'm just waiting कि audition बिना audition हुए, they say that अरे आपका directly selection हो गया, आपको audition देने की जरूरत नहीं है. That is something which I'm really looking forward to not give auditions.
really? Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm just tired of giving
I
auditions,
know.
auditions, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
auditions.
yeah. I know, I know. It's
Yeah.
it's a, it's
And
because it's a
also,
very
you've been
lengthy
taking
process.
auditions also. People
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
he's
don't know
getting a
that
lot of
you've also been
auditions.
taking auditions since last how many years?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So obviously
yes,
you're
so
fed up.
that's that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think things will change, of course, and nobody can avoid struggle. Everyone has to do their share of struggle
True, true,
in
true.
whatever industry.
Yeah, very true actually.
Thank you so much, guys, and all the best.
Thank you
Thank
so much. It was
you.
lovely talking to you. Thank you so
Same here.
much.
It's
Thank you.
lovely.